Good morning, Deb Watson here. This tutorial is packed full of watercolor basics, starting with the best ways to mask areas, the best dark pigments to give your paintings pop, tips on how to mix a wash, and how to paint realistic looking wood. For the full free lesson, go to watsonwatercolor.com. Here's my drawing on Arches watercolor paper. Start with masking. You can mask straight lines easily with masking tape, but try this on scrap paper first to be sure that the tape will work well with your paper. Place the tape on the part you want to stay unpainted and rub the edge to seal it well. Liquid masking is painted on. I use PBO drawing gum and an old brush that I can throw away when I'm done. Paint the masking on thick. That means it'll come off easily later. I have lots of helpful tips on using masking on my website, and I'll put a link to that post in the writing below this video. While the masking dries, here's a few of the best dark watercolor pigments. First is dioxazine purple. This makes a vibrant brown and a lot of other good mixes. Next is perylene green, which is great in landscapes and in portraits. It mixes well with your reds to make dark shadows. Third is indanthrone blue. That's a nice dark blue that doesn't granulate. Next is phthalo blue. That's a good all-round blue. Last, I know this isn't dark, this is transparent pyrrole orange, which can be used with the other colors for a whole range of different hues. To make a dark purple or blue wash, it's going to be easier if you have a small container to keep it in. Mix up about twice what you think you'll need. The easiest way to mix a thick wash is to use fresh paint from a tube. I put the fresh paint in my palette and take it from there. Make sure you get all the lumps mixed out. Having a lump in your wash is a good way to ruin your painting. There's my purple, and it looks dark enough. I'm going to vary the purple with some dark blue, and I'll add some orange toward the bottom. When your colors are ready to go and your masking is dry, start at one side on dry paper. You have to work fairly quick and wet, but your color won't get diluted by working on wet paper. With masking, you can work pretty quickly and lay down a smooth wash. You can paint over top the masking, but be careful you don't slop over the edges of the masking onto the flowers. I use a small brush and add some orange. I'm also adding some blue in at the top for variation. When the main area is done, use a small brush to paint between the two pots and beside the cutting board. Dry this really well before you take off the masking. Carefully pull off the tape. That's the easy part. Then peel or rub off the masking. You can see why I like PBO drawing gum. It's easy to take off. If you need to rub yours, always rub from the unpainted area out so that you don't pull paint onto your white paper. You can use your fingers to feel where the masking is still on. We're going to start the painting with the redware pot. I'm using pyrrole orange, but burnt sienna would also be a good color. I want mine to look blotchy and textured, so I dot in some darker color made by adding a little of the blue or purple to the orange. One cutting board can be the same color as the pot, and then add a lot of water to lighten the color for the second board. The flower vase is a medium blue color, any blue you like, or you can mix different blues to make a unique color. I mix yellow and gold with the leftover blue to make a green for the foliage, and I want a dark and a medium green. I paint the parsley with the medium green, and immediately, while it's still damp, dot clear water into the top for a blotchy effect. For the foliage outside the window, you can use a mix of your greens, light, medium, and dark, and you can even add some sky blue if you like. Feel free to play with the colors till you get a soft, out of focus look. Now my flowers are going to be a mix of yellow and orange, but you can make yours any color you like. Red geraniums would also look good. I'm adding yellow to make my green very light for the flower foliage. Now that the parsley has dried, I use a darker green to paint the stalks underneath that frilly foliage. I suggest the window lines with dark paint. And the inside of the windowsill is a light beige. I make that by watering down the background color. For the wood on the side of the windows, use a small brush and make different mixtures with blues and browns to make different grays. If you start with the light color, you can practice your dry brush and streaking to try to make a wood texture. As that dries, build up the color with thicker paint. And that's it for this sunny window. I hope you learned something, and I hope your colors turn out fantastic. Visit Watson Watercolor for the full lesson and lots more tips on everything watercolor. Happy painting!